What would women like men to know about having periods? As far as cramps, moodiness, bloating, etc., there is no rule, and it's not just different for every woman, it can be different for the same woman at different ages. I can't believe no one has mentioned period shits. Period shits are the worst. You should know about them so you don't give your friend a weird look when she spends a lot of time in the bathroom once a month. The pain is unbearable, but it also causes insomnia. I'm tired not just from bleeding burn because I literally cannot sleep. It feels like giving birth to a jellyfish. Edit: I went to sleep with 5 upvotes and returned to 1300. Thank you for appreciating my unwitting comedy. That there are a significant amount of women who have been denied healthcare or misdiagnosed due to the doctor writing off symptoms as PMS or a period. Friend of mine was having more pain than normal during her period and cramps had moved into her thigh. Doctor told her to take more painkillers. Wouldn't entertain any ideas that the pain was different or more severe. Turned out to be bone cancer. It's not just lower abdomen pain cramps, it's also headaches, bloating, constipation, dizziness, nausea, insomnia, mood swings, back pain and sometimes extreme back pain, dry skin, loss of appetite or sudden increase of appetite, and sometimes a lot of those combined. For a few days. When I went into labor with my firstborn, the nurse asked if I was having contractions. I said not really, just some period-like cramps. She looked at the monitor that was strapped to me and said, "You're in the middle of a major contraction right now, you don't feel that?" And that's when I learned my monthly period cramps are so severe, they are on par with being in labor. Of course it hurt, but I thought labor was supposed to be worse than my monthly period, lol. Women pee and bleed out of different holes. It's just a normal bodily function. Seeing or buying tampons and pads shouldn't freak you the fuck out any more than toilet paper. Maybe just me, but I'm not crabby because of hormones, I'm crabby because I feel like shit. You are also crabby when you feel like shit. This isn't rocket science. Cramps really fucking suck. It's like giving birth without a payoff. My partner. I think one of the things that people who don't menstruate might not consider right away is how exhausted it can make you feel. It wipes you TF out. I wake up tired and get more tired throughout the day until I finally go to bed and have insomnia from the pain and discomfort of the other symptoms, and it just repeats like that until it's finally over. Needing super pads tampons doesn't mean we have gigantic vaginas. It just means we're heavy bleeders. We can't hold our periods like pee. Women around the world do not get their periods at the same time. True story, my brother-in-law legit thought that when it was that time of the month it meant that all women were getting their period at the same time. Forget periods, ovulating can be the most painful experience ever for some women. I wound up in the hospital ready to get my appendix taken out. Surprise, it was my ovary. I still get pain from cysts, eggs getting stuck in my fallopian tube I guess every once in a while, but now it's just like bad cramps day, then my period starts and get actual bad cramps. Imagine getting sick and feeling hot and achy and gross and wanting to call out but not being able to afford it. Imagine how miserable you'd be. Now imagine getting sick like that once per month for something like 50 years. Just try to give us some sympathy and flexibility. No need to treat me as fragile or a monster, just a person having a rough time. The things I'm pissed about when I have PMS are things I'm pissed about all the time. It's just that at that time of the month I don't have the capacity to bite my tongue about them. That it is never okay to say my mother sister GFX has periods like this, so you are wrong, malingering, exaggerating, etc. when you say your periods are like that. Edit, because I reread and saw how what I wrote might confuse. A regular schedule is not guaranteed. We don't always know when a period is going to start or end. It can be a constant source of low-level stress to be out and about wondering if you'll need to make a quick bathroom escape. Please don't be in the only bathroom in the morning when I wake up. It's like my muscles have realized I'm up, it's time to stop relaxing and time to gush out some blood. PMDD. Google it. Then look up the reality of it on Reddit. Every 28 days I have to deal with what my doctor initially diagnosed as major depression and bipolar 2 disorder because I get a period. It's completely life-draining. The second day is the worst for me. Any plans? Might as well cancel them. I can't eat cause I'll just throw it up. I don't eat and I still throw up. It causes full body shakes and you feel like you're gonna pass out once that pain hits. Pain relievers take too damn long to kick in and you can't eat it unless you had food prior or else you'll throw up. Guess that depends on body proportions, I'm pretty petite. Anyways, it sucks. I have one good week a month. When I ovulate my ovaries cause pain. Then sometimes my vagina feel like I'm sitting on rocks. My eczema flares, my balance is off, my skin feels like when you have the flu. The week before my period I sweat when I sleep so much I get pools between my boobs and my hair is soaked. I could cry at anything and I'm not a crier. I get insomnia. All leading to bleeding like a stuck pig that I gross myself out. Men, be kind to us. More than likely you aren't seeing us on the one good week we get. Period poops. The worst. Also, using the bathroom in general is like wiping a marker. At some point you just give up and say it's good enough. Or wipe, put the tampon in, then wipe again. It's just not the physical pain, but also extreme hormonal changes. I'm mentally ill and used to be extremely suicidal during my period. Saying it can't be that bad isn't helping at all. Related, men need to know that birth control is a huge physical burden. The things it does to you. We all experience it differently, but it can fundamentally change your emotional baseline. I was destabilized by anxiety, panic attacks, and depression, and it set my life off course for a while. But many women have been on the pill all their lives and don't realize what it's doing. And the effects don't go away when you stop taking it. They linger for months. Men have no idea. And it's every goddamn month for 40 years, except when you're pregnant or breastfeeding. It's different for every woman. But for some it's a few days of feeling like you have a very, very mild cold. You are a bit achy and could go for a nap. But all in all, you are fine. For others, it's doubling over, agonizing cramping with a shopping cart of other symptoms like nausea, diarrhea, headaches, mood swings and all over bloating. Nothing fits. Nothing. And for other women, it could be in between the two or it could swing between the two from month to month. Like I said, it varies from woman to woman. There's chunks. Catamenial epilepsy. Yes, my fucking period gives me seizures. No. I can't get a fucking hysterectomy because everyone is so concerned over me, a 38-year-old divorced lesbian, possibly having kids. This is the post-Roe v. Wade world. That premenstrual syndrome PMS comes before the period. The altered moods that come from PMS are in the week before your period. It pisses me off when guys say you're upset because you're on your period, when the PMS was a whole week earlier. Normally I'm pissed off when I'm on my period because I'm in pain and bleeding all over the office chair but still have to pretend to work normally. It's not that my emotions are unreasonable, it's just that I'm dealing with a lot at that moment. My son talking to his best friend. Son, can you imagine bleeding from your penis like, every month you bleed from your penis? Clots. Can't sneeze or cough without blood gushing out? Dude. Yes, they are that painful, in fact, it's more painful than that. Tampons don't feel good or sexual or arousing. Vulva pain. It feels like somebody hit me with a hammer repeatedly around my entire vulva and pelvic area. It feels bruised. It feels sore. It aches in a bruised way. I don't know why it happens, and I rarely hear anyone speak of this symptom. It is so painful and so uncomfortable. I've had it since I first started. Even if PMS exists, that doesn't invalidate my emotions or feelings. And it doesn't turn women into irrational harpies. As you get older, your period changes, and the consistency of what comes out also changes. The first 2 days of my cycle now is like giving birth to baby octopus's octopus. If you can smell it, I'm sorry, I really am. But I'd rather not know, ignorance is bliss. They are so painful. Making fun of us for being cranky just makes it worse. We already feel like shit. Just bring us chocolate, heating pads and remind us we are